Hi guys, today we're going to start our Get to Know You series, and luckily for you, you're going to know more about myself and Realms, so stay tuned.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, my name's Realms, also known as Jack. I'm 20 years old, I'm in Sydney, and I honestly do pretty much everything for work these days.
So my name is SharpJawz, but if you want my real name, it's actually Amy. I am 26 years old and I am from Melbourne, Australia, and I'm a nurse. So I work at a blood bank, I take blood from people, and yeah, it's very rewarding. Been doing that for about 4 years now.
What made me get into streaming? Well, that's quite a wild question considering if you know me, my stream schedule is abysmal at best. But that's subject to change soon. Hopefully time proves right. But honestly, if you're into content and your game, you're just going to naturally find yourself streaming. I've been streaming here and there for years. Coming up on 6 or 7 years now. I've been streaming ever since I was 13. It's absolutely amazing. I really enjoy doing it. And yeah, it's something I really hope to get back into sometime.
What made me get into streaming? So I've been playing games ever since I was like 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old. So I've been playing for a really long time, but I never knew you could actually do something out of it. And growing up, I was kind of always taught that, games aren't going to make you money, playing games isn't going to get you anywhere. And then someone was talking to me about, streaming and, Twitch and, doing things like that, making content out of games and putting it out on YouTube. And for a really long time, I really wanted to do something like that. But I never had the confidence to do it. And I was really self-conscious about doing something like that. So one day I kind of just said, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to tell anyone. And yeah, I started streaming. And yeah, oh my gosh. Now 4 years later, or 5 years later, sorry, I haven't given up. I'm still going. It's not where I want to be, but I really enjoy it. I love the community I have built over the time and all the people I've met and just talking to people around the world. It's truly amazing. I don't think anyone who doesn't stream will ever understand that.
Do you have any hobbies? Well, I mean, one of them sitting right behind me right now. I've played the guitar for over a decade. Don't try and test my knowledge. Just because I played it doesn't mean I'm good. But I absolutely love music, the guitar, everything like that. And honestly, I'm really thankful because these days I've turned a lot of my other hobbies into sort of what I do. I mean, content itself and gaming itself is a hobby. And I've managed to turn that into something that is, well, more than a hobby. It's something that I can actually go and pursue as a career, which is just absolutely amazing. Editing included as well.
Do I have any hobbies? Not really. Yeah, I know. How boring can someone be? No, so when I'm not working, I will try to go to the gym, try to do some Pilates, just try to keep fit as much as how unfit I really am. I do try to stay active. But, sometimes in my downtime, I do like to draw a bit, or I like to just play games, solo games where I don't need to worry about, being part of a team or whatever. I just like to do that. So yeah.
Did you play any sports? If so, what's your favorite? Now, I absolutely love this question because I find myself to be a really sporty guy. I played every single sport I could get my hands on growing up, and especially growing up in New York City. For the first half of my childhood, I have a lot of American influence. So, I played years of baseball, years of Australian footy, years of soccer, years of futsal, even touched rugby for a little bit, a lot of cricket, basketball, of course, because of the height, haha, tall guy. But yeah, no, I absolutely love sport. And these days I find myself spending a lot of my sporty energy at the gym because the gym is just really, really good. It's the combination of everything I love from sports. It's the self-improvement, it's the community, and all in the pocket of a tiny little room that I can go to anytime. It's just absolutely amazing. I love sports.
Do you play any sports? No, I don't play sports, but like I said before, I do try to stay active by doing Pilates or BFT. I like to go BFT at least maybe 3 to 4, 5 times a week just to stay active. I've got such a weak stamina, so I get puffed out even by walking. So yeah, try to stay active by doing that. I used to play some sports. So I used to do swimming when I was young. I used to do tennis, hockey, and then it all stopped. Yeah, sucks when you get older. You kind of put a lot of things on hold or you just quit altogether. So yeah, at the moment, that's it. No sports for me.
Tell us something unique about yourself or a hidden talent. Honestly, I'm not really sure if I have any hidden talents because the only things I really do these days, or just in general, is game, edit, and play the guitar. But honestly, if I were to have a hidden talent, it would be the fact that I'm able to have so many talents. And I don't mean that in any ego way or anything like that. It's just that if you know me, I've been around the block when it comes to gaming. I've done pretty good at video editing. I've done pretty good at trick shotting. I've done pretty good at competitive. And now I'm doing pretty good at content. So if I were to have a talent, it's the fact that when I pick something up, I stick to it until I become somewhat decent at it.
I love something unique. It's a bit gross. So I really love watching those pimple popping videos or like people squeezing out blackheads, things like that. I don't know why, but I love seeing those. I love watching people do ASMR, like, you know, biting into like crunchy food or like those dry frozen lollies. I don't know, I just like things like that. Otherwise, if you want a normal unique thing about me, I'm a big homebody. I like to stay home. I'm a big introvert. I get scared talking to new people. So yeah, which is a bit ironic because like I stream and I talk to people who I don't know on Twitch. Yeah, I'm a big homebody. I don't have a big circle of friends. I've got a really small amount of people that I talk to or that I catch up with, but I don't go to parties. I don't even get invited to parties. I just like to stay home, do my own thing. Yeah.
Favorite Fortnite POI. If you've been with me for a while, you know I have a soft spot in my heart for Logjam Woodworks. This was my spot. In every single Cash Cup of Chapter 2, I landed here. I always wanted off spawn. I knew how to rat that POI better than anyone else, except maybe Kimaz. Kimaz was the only other person who I give the Logjam crown to. But outside of that, man, that POI was mine. I knew that POI inside and out. I always performed well there. It's my favorite POI through and through.
Favorite Fortnite point of interest. So, I play with, you know, a few friends. By a few, I only mean two. Anyway, so my little group that I play with, we usually land, used to land at Shifty Shafts because of the word shifty. And we would always make jokes with each other saying, we're landing at Shifty Shafts because that's where you're from. But not me. I'm not shifty. I'm not like that.
Favorite meal. Now, honestly, my favorite meal these days is a little bit skewed. If you would have asked me this question a couple of years ago, it would have definitely been pizza. And while I do have a soft spot for pizza, it has to be butter chicken curry. Like, it's easy to make. It's plentiful. It's delicious. You can eat so much of it and not get sick of it. And you can pack a lot down as well, which is just absolutely amazing for the gym. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Favorite meal. So, my mum is actually Pakistani and she sometimes cooks a few traditional dishes, and one thing that she always cooks that I love is a dish called biryani rice, a little bit spicy. So yeah, I'm a bit of a chili girl. So yeah, I love having that as my favorite meal, and if that was my last thing I could ever eat, that's the one thing I would request.
How did you get your username? Now, the story behind Realms is just absolutely amazing. I love telling the story because it stems all the way back to primary school with me and my best mate. We were both playing a lot of games at the time. I was getting heavily into Minecraft, he was heavily into TF2, and we were having a sleepover when we both realized that we didn't really actually have a gaming name. We were just going over what the hell Steam or Mojang gave us. So we came up with a challenge. Pretty much, we were going to play this game on mobile at the time called Adventure Time Card Wars, which, by the way, if you're an Adventure Time fan, that is the best game of all time. Literally the best game of all time. I still play it to this day. They took it off the App Store. The only reason I'm still able to play it is because I have my phone from God knows how many years ago still functioning. But it's absolutely amazing. Anyways, got a little sidetracked. But basically, we both decided to pull an all-nighter, and whoever got further in the game by morning won. And if the winner would choose the loser's username. Evidently, I lost because I am a terrible gamer. Well, at least I was back then. And he chose my username. And drumroll please, it was, okay, let's see if I can remember it. It was XX underscore realms with a 4 instead of the A and a Z underscore destroyers underscore XX. And in the destroyers was another 0 and the Z. Pretty much the cringiest username you can find possible because, of course, we are very mature people for our age. And as a man of my word, I stuck with the username, XX underscore realms underscore destroyer underscore XX. And yeah, I just kept using it. And over the years, when I'd sign up for new websites or new games or whatnot, they'd be like, oh, this username is a little bit too long. So eventually at some point, I had to take off the X's. Oh, your username can't have underscores. Okay, so I just went by Realms Destroyer. Oh, you can't have spaces. So I ended up ditching Destroyer entirely until I was just Realms with a Z. And then when I started making content, I just dropped the Z because it was a little bit too edgy and I ended up with Realms. So yeah, It's not Minecraft Realms. It's actually a very touching story from my childhood that I have very fond memories of.
Do you have pets? I do. I have 2 dogs and 1 cat. My cat, he's a Bengal. His name's Diego. He's a little rat, always breaking things. He actually broke one of my nano leaf panels, the little connectors. Yeah, he actually, I don't know what he did, but he broke them. So I have to get a replacement for that. Otherwise, I've got 2 dogs. I've got 1 German Shepherd. She is a year old. Her name is Sheba. And then I have a Kelpie. His name is Rengo. We named him after Rengoku from Demon Slayer, if anyone knows what that is. But yeah, he's about 2 years old. And yeah, they're my little kids. So yeah, mum of 3. It's a bit hard, but we're making it work. My biggest inspiration. So I'm probably going to sound like a really dried fish, but I actually don't have anyone that inspires me, really. Like, I've never met anyone or have watched anyone that has instantly impacted me to the point where I'm just like, I want to be like them. I feel like we should all just be ourselves, and if there's someone that does inspire you to do something different, then that's amazing. But I feel like we live in such a heavily influenced world, especially with social media. I try to stay away from that. So yeah, I don't really have any biggest inspirations, I guess. Yeah, I'm a bit boring, aren't I? And that concludes today's episode of Getting to Know You. I hope you've all gotten to know myself and Realms a bit better. If there's anyone else you want to see do this episode, comment down below, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.